Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? What's up? This is your man Thatch the Great checking in once again. Let's get straight to it. Let's talk about it, bruh. How many times have y'all heard women look at what other women are doing in regards to men? You know, they're looking at the way women live their lives. They're looking at the way, for instance, a woman might be allowing a man to just run rampant in the streets and come back to them. And they always say, "Ooh, girl, I would never in life let a man do me like that. Oh, I got more self-respect for myself than that. I got too much dignity, too much integrity. I would never let a man do that." Yeah, right. It sounds good. I know that shit sounds good, but how many of y'all actually believe women when they say bullshit like that? It's all fuck shit, man. It's all fuck shit. And here's the thing. When it comes to women in society, and when it comes to men, we have these long, hardwired, what would you call it? We have these hardwired, just almost instinctual ways that we deal with certain scenarios and certain situations in life when it comes to dating, when it comes to our love lives, and when it comes to women, right? While it's so easy to point fingers at what one woman is doing and saying that you wouldn't do it, that at the end of the day, the truth is that men and women are never going to change at their core, right? So when it comes to men, we have such a high performance level that we are expected to perform it. We have such a high burden of performance, let's call it, right? And in society, when it comes to women, every single woman has an ideal type of man that they want. Every woman has that ideal man who's hitting all the metrics and checking off all the boxes, and who's the actual exact archetype as far as the man that they want, right? So it's easy for women to constantly look at what one woman is allowing and say, "Oh, I would never allow that. I would never let a man go smash other bitches and then come back to me." It's so easy to say these things, right? But it's all cap. At the end of the day, this shit is all cap, because the fact is that at the end of the day, women are always going to have a whole lot longer of a leash or a whole lot longer of a runway that they will give a man that is pre-selected. And what I mean when I say pre-selected, I mean a man who is absolutely doing it for them in all aspects from a physical standpoint. It's easy to say, "Oh, you would never let a man do this and never do that." But if you come into contact with that one man who is physically everything that you want in a man, and also has that swag that you want, talk the way that you need a man to talk to you. Women always have all these contradictions about what they want. They say, "Oh, I want a nice guy. I want a nice guy that's gonna listen to me and respect me." That's bullshit. They want a nigga who is gonna talk to them crazy, choke them when needed, slam them up against the wall, talk to them crazy, but also obviously in a respectful way. They want a man who's gonna be gentle when necessary, but at the same time, they want a fucking bad boy that is going to just lay down the fucking law and tell them what it is. They don't want a nice guy. They want a guy who's. Well, let me change that. Let me. First of all, I am not advocating the abuse of women in any way. I'm telling you what women like. Women like a man who has the fluidity to be physically aggressive, yet at the same time have a certain aspect and a certain demeanor where they can still feel comfortable with them and make them feel nice and feminine and soft. It's like a constant ebb and flow, a constant tightrope that a woman expects a man to be able to walk. That perfect man is what I'm talking about. That perfect physical archetype. Let's say most women want a man who's taller than 6 feet tall. They want a man who makes a certain amount of money. They want him to have a physically fit body, six pack. They want him to look good. They want him to be able to articulate himself well. They want him to be able to make tons of money. They all these things that women want in a man. That's what I'm saying. So if that man is actually hitting all of these different attributes and criteria that a woman's looking for, I'm telling you, it is damn near limitless as far as what she is willing to put up with said man. This is just a fact. This is just a fact. I know what. So don't listen to what their mouths tell you. Women are always going to say what they will not allow a man to do, but that's all cap. It's all fuck shit. A woman will absolutely allow a man to do damn near anything in this world and come back to her as long as he looks exactly how she wants a man looking as long as he's hitting the fucking bottom when they smash and he's knocking that shit out the park and he's making her feel a certain way when she's with him. As long as that man is doing all of those things to that woman, I guarantee she will put up with damn near anything from that man. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. This is a fact. You can say what you want to say. I'm not capping. This is how it is. And guys, fellas, always keep this in mind. Please always keep this in mind. One man's woman, let me put it simple and plain. When it comes to women, that same woman who is one man's absolutely unobtainable dream girl, that same woman is one man's absolute throwaway slam piece. She might be your fucking dream girl that you're chasing, just chasing and chasing and chasing with no luck. And you think, oh man, damn, I just wish if I could just get in her presence and she could just spend some time with me and see that I'm worth spending time with. That same girl that you're chasing like a goddamn simp ass clown, that's another man's throwaway slam piece that he don't even think about until it's 2:30 in the morning on Friday. And he just already went through options A through Y. And he's like, god damn, this bitch again, I guess I'll go smash. I'm telling you, duplicity, duality. This is life, guys. And what I'm telling you, just to bring it back home, what I'm telling you is that, oh man, how do I put this? All right. Well, let me not get ahead of myself. My motivation for even talking about this tonight, as you guys may have seen in one of my previous lives, let's talk about Cardi, man. Let's talk about Stephon Diggs specifically, right? Because I was clowning Cardi because, you know, she fell for the oldest trick in the book when Stephon Diggs was like, hey, let me heal you, baby. Let me heal you. I can't believe she fell for that shit. That's like some of the oldest player line ever. And she fell for that shit. So she fell for the let me heal you. And she said, okay, I'm going to let this guy who's a fucking sniper of all snipers, I'm going to give him my heart. I'm going to make him my man. And she got pregnant by him. She thought that he was her man. Come to find out, she was just one of many, as we already knew, right? So he got her pregnant, and come to find out at that time, we knew that he had 2 other women pregnant as well, right? I was clowning Cardi then. Then we come to find out that Stephon Diggs has a 4th bitch pregnant at the same time. Ironically, her name is, what is it, Kiana? It's the same bitch that Drake was simping over on that song, In My Feelings, where he said, Key, do you love me? I think her name's Kiana Barber, some shit like that. So Stephon Diggs has that girl pregnant too. So he has 4 bitches pregnant right now. 4. This nigga is putting up prodigious numbers in the streets right now. And don't get me wrong, this is not a flex. This is nothing to brag about if you're Stephon Diggs, because what this shows to me is a man who just has a blatant disregard for. Let me rephrase this. What Stephon Diggs' behavior shows me is a man who has absolutely no control of his sexual lust. He has absolutely no self-control as a man. And he has absolutely no common sense to wrap it up. I mean, I get it. We live in a day and age, for some reason, where, I don't know, for some reason nowadays, people just don't believe in wearing condoms anymore. I don't know when this started. I have no clue when all of a sudden we came into a society where people just don't wear rubbers anymore. Like, bruh, I get it. Does it feel better when you don't wear a rubber? Yes. But man, there's just way too many STDs out there to just be running in these streets, smashing every bitch raw. That's just crazy to me. That's just crazy work. So we got Stephon Diggs, 4 women pregnant. Cardi said when we knew that it was 2 other women, Cardi B was like, oh, well, I guess he's just our baby daddy. Well, you feel the same way now that we know it's a 4th bitch pregnant at the same time? He gonna have. Do you understand how crazy it is for a man to be having children with several different women at the exact same time? That's insanity, man. It's insane. And yet you will always have some dumbass, apologists and blind feminists who will say, well, it's the women's choice to do what they want to do with their bodies, this, that, and the third. Yes, absolutely. It's the woman's choice. However, at what point do we hold women accountable for allowing this same man to just run through them? like a freak at a cut party. At what point do we actually hold the women accountable? Because yes, Stephon Diggs is doing some crazy shit. Absolutely. He's living his life in an extremely cavalier manner. And I do not advocate what he's doing because it's never a good idea to just constantly be running around creating life. There's no way that you're going to be able to be physically present with all these women that you're creating all these babies with. That's just not a good idea as a man. So I do not advocate what he's doing. However, in the same token, what I wanted to say, and the reason that I made this video is the fact that his behavior, it clearly shows us what I have been saying for the longest. And that is the fact that depending on how a man looks, or more so how a woman perceives him to be, if he fits that archetype as far as what the women are looking for in a man, if he's checking off all the boxes as far as, oh, is he tall? Is he handsome? Is he good looking? Does he have money? Do I like the way he sounds when he talks? Do I love the way that he makes me feel? If a man makes a woman feel a certain way when he's with her, I'm telling you guys, there's damn near nothing that he can't get away with that woman. He can get away with murder and he can come right back. You know that old saying that women like to tell themselves when they justify being cheated on, like, oh girl, yeah, I know he out there smashing these hoes, but he know where home is. He knows where to come back at. He knows he gonna come. He knows he gonna always come back home to me. Okay, girl. Okay. Yeah, you're right. He does know where home at because he's paying the fucking bills there. He does know where home's at. Yes. But is that really what you want from a relationship? Of course not. But the fact is, you like the way he looks. You probably like the way he smashes you. You like the way he makes you feel when he's with you, even though you know for a fact that he's spending much of his time away from you with many other women. It just comes to the territory. It comes with the territory, should I say, when it comes to pre-selected men. Men who are not only good looking, muscular, have money, influence perhaps, affluence in society. These men that obviously the majority of the women want, they kind of write their own rules. They get away with whatever the fuck they want to get away with, and they know that they can do so because the fact is they are in short supply, and the supply of beautiful, attractive women is constantly growing by the day. Tons of beautiful women are in abundance in our society. Successful, good-looking, muscular dudes with money. Fact is, guys, that there's a lot less of those than it is as far as women that are just attractive and beautiful. There's beautiful women, by the boatloads every single day, especially depending on where you live at. I live in Duval County, and there's tons of attractive, just downright bad chicks that live here. Imagine what it's like in some place like Miami or Los Angeles or, Chicago and all these other major cities. Just imagine. And imagine being somebody who, well, he's not anymore, but at one point, Stephon Diggs was an absolutely all-world, all-pro NFL receiver. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't matter the fact that he's not at that level anymore as far as football, because the fact is women still flock after him. Women like the way that he looks, apparently, even though I think he's a little bit zesty, but that's neither here nor there. Women like him. That's all that matters. They like him, and he knows that. He's just running through them, and he's taking advantage of that. The only thing that I don't like about, well, there's a couple of things I don't like. I don't like the fact that he's just running around just smashing every bitch raw. I don't understand why we live in a society where people don't use condoms anymore. They don't use any common sense. Not only do you have to worry about getting women pregnant, more importantly, you got to worry about protecting yourself from all of these sexually transmitted diseases and infections that are just running rampant in society. That's what will be at the forefront of my mind. Why does nobody want to protect themselves anymore? These dumb bitches are just letting these guys do it. These dumb hoes that everybody is just passing around in the industry, in sports, and also in music. Same hoes getting passed around. Just letting all of these niggas smash raw. And nobody is thinking to protect themselves. It's just insanity to me. What happened? What happened to common sense? But like I said, once again, when you are a pre-selected man, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. I'm sure that a lot of the women are like, hey, would you mind putting on a condom? And the nigga like, nah, I don't like the way condoms feel, baby. And we gonna smash without one. And these hoes just be like, oh, okay. If you say so, all right. You know why? Because we live in a society where these women are so hungry for clout, so hungry for some kind of relevance, no matter how temporary it may be. They're just so hungry. They're clout demons. They're so fucking hungry to get some kind of shine, no matter how short-lived it may be. They're just so hungry for it that they will just allow these men to do whatever the fuck they want to do. My only question is, why do they allow the dudes to just smash and nut in them raw, and then they got the nerve to act like we're supposed to feel sorry for them when it comes to find out that same guy doesn't want anything to do with them, and then they run off and then they try to shirk their responsibilities. They don't take care of the children, which I would never advocate. Y'all know how hard I am on dudes that don't take care of the children. I have no tolerance for that. But at the same time, you got what you knew you were dealing with. Anyways, man. When you're a certain level of man, whether it be in sports, whether it be in entertainment, or it doesn't even have to be in those two arenas, right? It doesn't even have to be in either one of those verticals. It can be a man who's extremely successful in real estate. It could be a lawyer. It could be a doctor. It could be somebody who's perhaps a civil engineer, somebody who's an architect. There's lots of different ways to make a lot of money in this country. Fact is, if you're a man who's making great money, and if in addition to that, you just so happen to also be a good-looking guy, oh man, it's like you start compounding it. You make good money. That's kind of like, it depends. It depends. Because if you're already a good-looking guy, if you already have a muscular build, take great care of yourself, got nice-looking skin, you know, kind of like me. If you're a muscular guy, you look good, take good care of yourself, you're already going to get women. Now, if you start putting money into the equation, adding to that, oh shit, now shit's going to get spooky. Now it's going to get spooky. You know why? Because if you already are getting women before the money comes, all money does is just magnifies who you are, guys. Good and bad. If you're a person who's a piece of shit before the money comes, that money's just going to amplify that. You're going to be a big douchebag once the money comes. You're going to be an absolute piece of shit times 10. But on the other hand, if you're a guy who does right by people, take care of your family, make sure you take care of your kids, you know, make sure that you're doing right by everybody that's in your life. When the money comes, you're just going to be that much better of a person. You're going to be able to amplify that and make everybody's lives around you better. So all right, that's just a side note. Anyways, let's say you're a good-looking guy who's already getting money, already taking great care of yourself. You're already getting women. When that money comes, it just further adds to the level of pre-selection that you are in that particular sexual dating market. Man, I mean, and just to tie this back to what I was talking about earlier on, you know, from what I understand, you know, I don't know the dude personally, but obviously, Stephon Diggs has been known to be a sniper forever. Even if you go back to that video from years back when they were asking people, who on this team would you not want your sister to be around? And all his teammates said, oh, Stephon, easy. Who's the one guy that you would not want to date your sister on this team? All the dudes said, Stephon. You thought that was coincidental? No. They see the way he gets down. They knew how he got down. They see who, one, women flock to, and two, who's running through all the bitches. Stephon. But the thing is, now here's the thing, and this is where the duality of it comes into play. It doesn't matter how sloppy you're operating as a man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many women you run through. It doesn't matter how many women see you running through all these women. If you are good looking enough, if you have enough status, if you have enough money, and if women hold you at a certain level of a certain stature, they look at you as being at a certain level. And if you check off all the boxes as far as what they want physically in a man, it makes no difference how you are conducting yourself. Those women will still want you. As sad and pathetic as that may sound to some of you, it is absolutely a fact. It's just the truth. I do not make the rules. I simply report them. If a woman wants you, bro, hell or high water can come. It's not going to stop her from wanting you, because you can't stop physical attraction. You simply can't. I mean, I know people like to say, I mean, it's easy to sit back and view someone else's situation and say, I don't understand why she's allowing that man to do all of that to her. I would never let a man do that to me. And then you see that same woman spewing that same rhetoric out of her mouth. You'll see her in some crazy situation with a man that got her absolutely doing things that she thought she'd never do, all because she done ran into the right guy. That right guy who, once again, is pre-selected from her particular archetype as far as what she wants. Women will put up with damn near anything, man. I don't say this like it's a flex. It's not like I'm saying it's like as far as like a badge of honor or anything. It's just a fact, man. Like, a woman will let you walk all over her if she's attracted enough to you. If she finds you sexy enough. If you just do it for her, if you make her melt from being around you. I mean, I'm not saying that's a great thing, ladies. I'm not saying this to be chauvinistic or misogynistic. They love throwing that word around. It's just a fact. And don't get me wrong. I know that this applies to dudes too. You got a lot of these simps that, that aren't used to getting women, and then they luck up by hook or crook some way, whether it be through the money or whether it be the fact that they had a glow up and they treat them, they make themselves look better. When dudes go through that glow up and then all of a sudden they got some muscles and, they're actually taking care of their skin, and maybe they got their teeth fixed, or, once a man glows up and then he's finally able to get around the kind of women that he wants, but he still got that mentality of being a loser in his head. Once he starts getting around those women, he still has that simp mentality. He'll find that one bad one that gives him the time of day, and he'll let her walk all over him because he's not used to talking to women that look like her. Because she fits that physical archetype of everything he wants in a woman. And she can detect that he's not used to dealing with a bad chick like her. So she will take advantage of that and she will walk all over that man. It goes both ways. She's pre-selected for that particular man, the type of woman, his dream girl, that girl that he thought he would never be able to get. He's actually being able to not only talk to that girl, but he's actually able to date her, or God forbid, he's actually able to smash, because then, oh man, then she's going to really have that man wrapped around her finger. It's the exact same way with women. Don't let a good looking dude with all his shit together, don't let a good looking dude catch one of them girls that used to be like fat as fuck, and that all of a sudden they had this glow up, lost all the weight, still got curves in all the right places. Don't let a man find one of them slipping, because you got to catch them on the way up, fellas. Like right when you can tell they're on the precipice of being a badass bitch, like right when they done lost all the weight, you still, oh shit, things coming together here. That's when you catch them on right there when they on that ascent. Don't let a dude with a certain kind of mindset, a dude with a manipulative mindset, don't let him catch one of those kind of women, because he's going to do some damage. Because even though she might turn into being an absolute bad chick, she's still going to be thinking about herself from that fat girl standpoint. She's still thinking like, damn, I'm insecure. I don't even know if I'm attractive. Sometimes I shouldn't be saying all of this, man. I shouldn't be saying all of this. It's true though. It's true, man. Like, dudes be taking advantage of them girls that used to be unattractive, and then they have a glow up. Sometimes that glow up comes around the way of a BBL if we keep it in the stack. Sometimes they go down to Colombia, they get that BBL, because some of them already had a cute face, but the body just wasn't where it needed to be. They go get that BBL, come back. If the doctor did his thing, all of a sudden she's able to get around men that she didn't think she would ever be able to be around. And then those dudes can sometimes sniff it out like, oh, you ain't even used to being a bad bitch. You don't even know you look good, do you? Okay. So you're still insecure mentally, but you look like this. So that means I could probably work you like a goddamn chicken bone, and you're still gonna stick around, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. Okay. I'm telling you, it's dudes out here that think like this. It's dudes out here that think just like that. Like, damn, she's bad as fuck, but she don't even know she's bad, because she still has these predispositions in her head and this mentality from when she was fat and physically unattractive to the masses. Okay. How can I take advantage of this? There's men that think like this, women that think like this for men, in vice versa situation. And if a man knows that, he can do a lot of damage. And this happens every single day. Just a tangent I'm going off on here. Anyways, man, I'd be all over the place like bird shit. The whole point of the video, the whole point of me even getting on live tonight, like I said, is the fact that women always say that they would never share a man. It's funny how women always claim that they would never share a man, because that's cap. What I personally found out in my lifetime is the fact that women are absolutely very, very willing to share a man if he's the kind of man they really want. I mean, you will be so shocked and surprised at how many women out there are more than willing to accept the fact that that man that comes down and lays with them at the end of the night is actively out there entertaining and possibly smashing other women, as long as it does not come back to them and as long as no diseases are coming back to them. Women like living in a state of ignorant bliss. You know, as long as I don't know about it, it can't hurt me. And as long as you're not bringing back any diseases or any outside children, I'm just going to pretend that we are living a life of bliss. This is how women operate when it comes to a certain level of man. When it comes to men who are actually making, let's just say, you know, I mean, as far as a monetary standpoint, it varies. But I would say any man who's just very successful, if they don't have to worry about anything from a bill standpoint, they're actually able to live a very comfortable life, go on trips, go out to nice dinners. If this woman's able to live the life that she has always dreamed of, and this man looks exactly how she wants her man to look, if he's checking off all the boxes as far as all the things that she's always wanted out of a man, yes, absolutely. Women will, I don't want to say they'll lie to themselves, because you got to know what kind of man you have, right? I don't think women are oblivious to the fact when they have one of these pre-selected men who are making great money, who look good, who have a lot of influence, a lot of influential friends, and, you know, things of that nature. I think a woman always knows who she's in a relationship with and what that comes with. But what I've come to find out is that when women are in these scenarios, in these situations, depending on the level of the man, it dictates what that woman is willing to accept or deal with. And if you keeping it a stat with your woman, which, you know, respect to the dudes who do that, respect to the men who let women know up front that, listen, baby, like, you're the one that I love you, you're the one who has my last name, you're the one who has this big house, you're the one that goes on all these trips with me, you're the one who has my kids, but occasionally I'm gonna go smash other chicks. That's just what it is. I respect the man who actually lays down the law and just who keeps it a stack with his chick like that. I respect the man who just keeps it 100 with his woman. What's the point of lying? The only time we lie as human beings is when we are scared of a certain outcome or consequence. And if you're a man, a real man, then you shouldn't be scared of that. You should simply be able to keep it 100 with the woman that you chose to spend your time and your life with. But as we know in society, most men are cowards. Most men are too scared to keep it real with their mates. So they cheat. And that's the thing. That's I don't condone cheating. I don't condone cheating, because to cheat would mean that my woman has no idea what I'm doing. I'm out here smashing all these other chicks and my woman don't know. That's why I respect dudes who just keep it a buck. Listen, baby, I love you, but, you know, sometimes I just want to go get some new pussy. I think that's honorable for a man to just keep it 100 with a woman and say that. That's honorable. Instead of lying, instead of doing things in a sneaky manner, going behind her back, doing all kinds of weirdo shit, texting girls when you go to the bathroom at home. Bro, just keep it 100. Be a man. If you want to go get some outside pussy, bro, go do that. But let your chick know that that might be the type of vibe that you want from the jump. I don't see the point in lying about who you are and what your sexual proclivities are when you meet somebody. Any woman I meet, I let them know exactly what it is from the jump. Listen, you ain't the only one trying to be the only one. You are not the only one trying to be the only one. There's a whole lot of chicks out there trying to get a nigga's time. And you know what? Some of these chicks are bad. So sometimes I'm inclined to give them some of my time. Can you handle that, baby? Can you? If you can, good. Let's ride. If not, it was nice knowing you, baby. Kick rocks. Anyways, I'm just talking shit, but I'm really keeping it a buck. This really is how men operate. It really is a fact that if a man is of a certain level, as far as income, as far as looks, as far as just physical appeal to women, if a man is of a certain level, of a certain stature, that man can generally get away with murder. He can generally do whatever the fuck he wants to do in regards to a woman, and he can always come back, or he can always come home, so to speak, because she's going to be willing to deal with it, because she wants to keep that man in her life. She wants to keep him in her orbit, because she knows that if she doesn't put up with everything that he's doing, then he's just going to go on to another woman and he's going to do the same thing. And she doesn't want to lose that prize, because let's be real, it's much harder to find an extremely rare man than it is to find an extremely beautiful woman, because that's all we as men want. We want beautiful women with nice bodies who are submissive, feminine, and willing to get on our program. That's it. We want very simple things out of mates. Women are the ones that have the laundry list of requirements. So once again, when you have that man who actually meets every single one of those requirements, don't you think that it only makes sense that he explore his options steadily, in perpetuity? He's always going to have fun out there. He's always going to go get some pussy from a new chick every now and then. This is just life. Every now and then he may step out and go have a little bit of fun with some other chick. But isn't that a small price for you to pay as a woman? Isn't that a very small price to pay for you to have the life that you want, the kind of man that you want? Isn't that a very small price to pay? Sure, he might go out there and smash a excuse me. Sure, he might go out there and smash another bitch every now and then. That's not important. What's important is the fact that you've locked down that kind of man that you want. So what if he wants a little bit of outside pussy every now and then? It's just pussy. It's just sex. Women put too much weight in sex. It's just sex. We as men, we just love going outside and exploring our options sometimes. But he's coming home to you, right? All right, man, I'm done talking shit for the night. It's been real, y'all. This is your man, Thatch the Great. Y'all be easy, be safe, and yet be dangerous. I'll holla. Peace.